Hi, everybody. Welcome to Mark's Backyard Bird, the Rare Wednesday live edition. I don't know what to expect tonight. The reason Melanie and I and Sophie are live tonight is I actually had um, gotten tickets for a program tomorrow night, Josh Gates Live, which I really like Josh Gates and his show. So they had that, and Mary was able to get us some tickets, and so kind of had a little bit forgotten about it. And then when I realized it was on Thursday night that fell on one of our lives, then I had to scramble and make some other plans. And we originally thought, well, we're going to just put it off to the next Thursday night. Well, that's Thanksgiving. So we figured probably most people would rather be with their family. So we shuffled a bit and scheduled it for tonight, and hopefully that works out for folks. Melanie's doing her thing, trying to hello over there. Uh, 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 and that's TikTok over there. We got Instagram. Melanie's got Instagram going over here, and so we're doing all our things. But yeah, you see her hand come over here and wave a little bit. There she is. And Sophie's down there commenting every once in a while. So thank you for finding us tonight on a non-usual night, and thanks for checking in. And again, first off, we always start with introductions. My name is Mark McKellar. This is my wife Melanie and Sophie, the producer dog down there. We are in Kansas City, Missouri, and right here in the heart of the country. And you guys, I know I already see a lot of familiar names joining in, and hopefully we'll have some new folks too. But if you would, when you check in, please let us know where you are checking in from. That really helps us and lets us know where you are out there, and especially we've got questions. And you know what, I just realized I didn't put with Q&A on there, but I mean the whole idea for tonight's program was we were talking about this, and they said, you know what, I know you guys have lots of good ideas about what's worked for you and what you maybe give as gifts to your loved ones who are into nature and bird watching and bird feeding. And I thought, well, we can give some of our recommendations that we find successful for folks who come in the door every day at a brick and mortar store or have for 22 years as to great Christmas gifts. And we share that with you. And if you'll share with us and everybody else that were checking in as to what you think are some really good ideas. And they kind of thought of it from the standpoint of, well, I wish somebody had got me this when I first started, or this really enhanced my bird watching experience, my bird feeding experience when I added this to my backyard. So that's kind of was the idea behind the program. Let's see who's checking in here. I'll go over here. Let's see. Got to get the back. Hello, Steve. You're expecting a dusting of snow in Tennessee. Yeah, no, you're not in South Alabama, that's for sure anymore. With that, I saw somebody else. I think who else? Somebody said something about snow today, possibly in their area. So we missed out on it. Last week they were calling for a chance of dusting here in Kansas City, but they have changed that. But it has been really windy. I mean, we had wind damage the other night, power outages, 60-mile-an-hour gust, and this really been blowing today, and definitely colder than it's been. So yeah, things are definitely changing. All right, Carol Stella from Minnesota. I bet you guys are right on the time for me. Make you seeing some snow up there. Hi, Boston guy. Welcome in. And let's see, Eudora, Kansas. Welcome in, Teresa. Thank you. And there you go. Hopefully, this will be useful. Um, Alyssa, hadn't heard from you, I think, in the last couple. Let's go welcome in. I know you're up there in New Jersey. Hi, Keith from Houston, a real regular guest here. Thanks for joining us. And Robin, you're going to make me try to pronounce this name.
Just near Yorktown.
Near Yorktown, Virginia. Welcome in. All right. Thanks, Sandy. It was you who mentioned that you weren't ready for snow yet. That's right. So I don't know if you've got it in your forecast. Hello, Frontier from Southern California. Welcome in. Rick from North Carolina. There was a couple of beautiful pictures you sent the other morning, sunrise. Ever study there? I did study the red cockaded woodpecker. As a matter of fact, I when I worked at Fort Bragg, and the guy who started me bird watching really did a lot of research on red cockaded woodpeckers when we were there. But I have gotten to hold them in my hand, and we checked, did a lot of nests. I chased them around all over Fort Bragg and documented habitat uses and things like that. It's a very unique bird, endangered species. I know it's doing a lot better down there, but yeah, I definitely have studied the red cockaded woodpecker. We always called them RCWs. Gift certificates, absolutely. That's one of the things we're going to talk about tonight. And Ellie knows how many times we have heard, when people come in after the holidays going, "Oh, where's my kids have just got me a gift certificate to this store." We hear it every year, multiple times. Spring Hill, Florida. Welcome in, Marianne. All right. I wonder if there is a seed of the month gift. Oh, I like that idea. Yeah, that's a good.
I mentioned that one. Jim and I used to talk about that.
Yeah.
Maybe do a seed of the month club.
Something like that. That sounds like a really good idea. We really need to explore that, Millie. Hi, John P. from Ocala, Florida. You're not getting any snow down there, but it's supposed to be cold reaching down there and near neck of the woods. My husband, yes, there you go. These are voices. I'm birding. My hubby buys me a new bird feeder for every holiday. I told him, stop. Well, there are things other than feeders, so hopefully you'll get some new ideas for him tonight. Still, you had a dusting today in Minnesota. Okay, yeah. Enjoy my different styles of suet feeders. There you go. Yeah, they when you've got preferences, if there's something you really like. Hello, Kurt. Welcome in. Just down the street. Yep, it's snowing now here in Kankakee, Illinois. 1 to 3 inches forecasted. I'm jealous. I want some snow. Seed of the month. That's a cool idea. I agree, Sandy. Going to get down to 38. Oh my God, Floridians are breaking out the parkas. All right. Well, welcome in everybody, and thank you again for joining us. And we're going to talk about. I want you guys to post, like I said, be commenting with ideas that you have. I'm just going to go through some every once in a while and check back and forth with you and get your feelings on it. There's no doubt whatsoever that over the last couple of years, one of the most requested items, of course, are the new camera feeders. And, I have some mixed feelings about them. I was very hesitant to bring them in the early part of the release because I wanted, them to work the bugs out in them. But also, I know they're great for you to be able to check on your feeders, like at the store. We have it playing in the store, and I'm going, oh, there's my backyard and that kind of thing. But I'd much rather have you watch your bird feeders and see the birds instead of just seeing them on the screen. There's a little bit of that, but if it encourages you to watch the feeders, then, I'm all for it. And so the camera bird feeders are very, very popular gifts. This is a seed feeder we carry. There's lots of them on the market now. We also carried the hummingbird version made by this company, and that was really popular this summer. They got tons of usage in my backyard. So the camera bird feeders are, still a very hot item for gift giving for people come in looking to gift for their, gift for their parents or, their sister or something, the brother. They are very, very, very popular, and they're pretty versatile as far as how you can mount them and use them. So yeah, the camera bird feeders definitely show up on a lot of gift lists. That's for sure. Let's see. Listen, I had a squirrel break my window suction cup feeder hook. Yep. Back to the drawing board. If it's a big feeder, a big window, a lot of times you can get it more to the center. But just the other day, I was watching one on my deck, and we have a couple of chairs out there on the deck, and I was watching him balance on the top of the chair for a launching platform, trying to get to my finch feeder that's hanging on my window suction cup. And he face planted right into the window and fell down and ran around and jumped back up again. They don't give up, So again, the hot seed in that feeder, I may have to start mixing my fine sunflower chips with the flaming squirrel. So they really don't like that. That's for sure. That's what I'm having to use in this particular feeder that's on my deck, because if I put Nuttenberry or one of my Mark Snow Waste blend in it, the squirrels just decimate it where it is. So I have to mix it with the flaming squirrel hot sauce. Somebody asked me the other day about how cruel. Oh, that just sounds so cruel. And my answer to that was, have you ever taken a bite of, a chicken wing or anything, and it was spicier than you wanted it? What did you do? What did you not do? You didn't take a second bite if it was too spicy for you. And that's what this seed is, for these mammals. They try it once, it trains them not to eat that seed, as we say. So, all right. Come on, Ellie. We love the snow. I understand. Me and the rock salt guy are two of the ones that really, really love snow. Where can I bird figurine like the ones on your shelf? Yeah, the ones back behind me. Let's do back to here. There, unfortunately, the company that made this guy, the Carolina parakeet, I haven't been able to get them for many years. The guy up here, the Loggerhead Shrike, was made locally for a guy who carved for us, and we have a couple of them left. We have like an eastern bluebird with a worm in its mouth, and some other ones still at the store. I don't have them on the online store, but we do have a few. There's an indigo bunting in flight. He does really, really well, but he is also now retired. And the rose-breasted grosbeak was a company, and the bluebird beside it. Those were a company years ago. Again, less and less to be able to find them and really hand-carved figurines that are good quality are quite expensive. They can be. So there are some key, but I'm not sure where I wish I had a really good source for you. Like I said, I could maybe FaceTime you and show you the ones from the store if you wanted to call in one day, and we could show you the ones that we have left. Like I said, we have a Roadrunner that he did, which is really nice. But he has retired. So when those are gone, they're gone until I can find somebody else to do that. So that's a really good question. What's the name? Okay.
Let's see.
Okay, back up here. Yeah, what is the name of the company up in Minnesota? Sheltered Wings or something? Wild Wings?
I can't remember.
There's a company, Keaton, called Wild Wings out of Minnesota that deals in paintings and things of birds and figurines. And Melanie's going to look it up and see if I can't find that for you. We carry their stuff for a few years. It's fairly expensive, so we haven't carried it now for a while.
Then they're talking about cameras.
Oh, they're going to look at the camera feeders and look. Yeah, we're going to. I don't think I didn't have it out last year during the coldest temperature, so I don't know for sure. Our blink cameras work perfectly. Okay, Kurt. Yep, Kurt's been doing longer than I have for sure. Yeah, we were 16 below last January, Carol. 15 below. Yep. I feed safflower seed for years now, but I would like to try another seed that won't attract crows or starlings. So your starlings eat your safflower seed? I know starlings are just absolute opportunists, and they adapt to just about anything. That's going to be hard. You can use their size against them. Cage feeders. My program for next Monday night is the best squirrel-proof feeders that are out there. And we're going to talk about cage feeders quite a bit and weighted feeders so that the larger birds make them close. So that's something you may end up needing to go with. The different levels of perches are used by birds more than hopper feeders for that goes somewhere. Doesn't matter. John, that's a good question. I've got a tube feeder here I was going to talk about. There are lots of different birds like different feeding styles, and birds that like to perch are typical perchers and pull seed heads and things like that. Things like obviously finches and chickadees and a lot of birds. So they do like perch feeders, and that's why. But I talk about if you want to diversify a tube feeder, you put a tray on there because cardinals love to put their feet flat and jays like them and things like that. So it depends on what your goal is with that particular feeder. I like to have some perch feeders without trays because I want a place for the smaller birds to land. And so, and that's why I have this here because recommendation, if you're looking for a good tube feeder, The feed these aspect tube feeders are, in my opinion, just absolutely fantastic. And one of the reasons I love them so much is to illustrate how when you fill them, you can, even with seed in them, you can turn them upside down and take the bottom off because they have these easy clean bases with the two buttons. And then you fill from the bottom and you turn them back up, and you're always rotating your finch seed and keeping it fresh. So I highly recommend the Aspect tube feeders. You're going to, Aspect is just my favorite bird feeder company, made in the USA. They're up out of Rhode Island. They're awesome. You can get replacement parts to repair them, and they're just wonderful. And somebody asked about the squirrels chewing the tube. Well, yeah, they can chew this tube, but Ruth's trick, I like Ruth's trick a lot, is she dips a Q-tip into that flaming squirrel hot sauce and she rubs it around all of the ports, and just on the outside she rubs around, and she finds that the squirrels leave it alone, which is a great idea. Anything to dissuade those guys. All right, let's see.
Oh, that's more about the camera battery.
Oh, the code. Yeah. Yeah, I've had many people say that their squirrels must be from Mexico because, boy, the hot sauce doesn't do. And every animal's different. Again, my saying, never say never, never say always, because you can find an animal that will certainly disprove you. Steve mentioned my wife that a bird bath with a heater would make a nice Christmas gift. Absolutely, and Steve, that is an excellent segue into this. And you guys who watch me,
that is our deck.
That is our deck right there. Yeah,
current deck.
And that I talk about water and the importance of it. And now, Steve, it's gonna be so much more important for you now for heated bird bath there in Tennessee versus this southern Alabama. But a source of unfrozen water, and this was when Kurt was talking about when it was 15 below zero. That's why you see that ice around the rim and a little bit in the center, but boy, that the rest of that bird bath will open, and that's impressive for when it gets to 15 below, and being able to keep that degree of water open right there. So a good heated bird bath, and this is my favorite one. And by the way, you go to the online store, those dropped in price this year because of a deal I negotiated. So I'm actually able to offer them about $30 cheaper than I was this time last year. So I'll work to deal with that. So you can take advantage of that. And of course, right now we've got our 10% sale going off on the online store. So through Friday. So definitely check that out. I didn't mean this to be a program that's just promoting my store, but it does help me being able to keep doing these programs. So we appreciate the support. You want a chickadee? You don't have chickadees coming to your feeders up there? And there's boreal chickadees and black cap chickadees up there. It's surprised they should be coming. A juvenile Bullock's Oriole in my yard that is unusual. Not believe my eyes. Yeah, they thought they were spring migrants. Now some Oriole, and you're down in SoCal, right? You're in that area. Well, we had, I don't know, 3 or 4 Orioles hang around all winter last year in Missouri, and I think we're starting to see more Orioles overwintering, and especially the southern part of the lower 48. So again, my old rule of thumb: least amount of work for the most amount of gain. So why go any further south than you have to? Because it's a dangerous journey. So yeah, Orioles first thing, and that's really great. You still have one now. Who knows? We had, like I said, we had a Scott's Oriole last two winters in Missouri, which is not supposed to be here at all. And it was here all winter. So
she wants a chickadee sculpture.
Oh, she wants a chickadee sculpture. Now that makes a whole lot more sense. See, I'm slow to get down to answering these questions. Yeah, I don't think we've got any chickadees right now. From PA, learn the trick to controlling squirrels is setting up ground feeders with corn and sunflowers. That's great that they will they get distracted and you can keep them happy that way. I've heard people say that, and I've heard many people say they can't. So, but it's worth a try. If you can get them to make it hard enough or challenging enough that they can't get to your feeders, that they will be satisfied with that. That's a great idea. Mark carved American Kestrel at estate sale. What a find. Absolutely. You're always looking for things like that at those estate sales and garage sale.
Big carvers. Okay, I need to write that down.
Melly's going to look that up. Big Sky Carvers, Bozeman, Montana.
I'm looking up my list. I'm making a list.
All right. Antique stores, you're exactly right. Yep. You never know what you're going to find out there when it comes to unique things at garage sale. I don't know if Bill's on tonight. Bill Trelk, my friend from Texas, has been joining us lately. He's a garage sale maniac. He always has been. He has found some really good things. He found a limited edition art print one year that was worth a whole lot more than what he paid for it. I don't get starlings, just don't want to see that attracts them. Right. Well, safflower doesn't. Stay away from suet. If suet and peanuts are probably the two biggest culprits for starlings, and they're high value foods, and you hate to cheat your other birds. But things like peanut feeders like this, they from Aspect is these are great, and they're not that easy for starlings to feed from because they have to cling to them. But the peanuts it takes birds that can actually break those peanuts in small pieces and pull them out, like the titmouse and like the downy woodpecker in the picture. So whenever, and of course I've been in business now for we've had brick and mortar for 22 years, but one of the reasons I like this feeder so much is that when people come into our store and they're saying, "Oh, I'm looking up for a gift for my father," or looking for, and he's been feeding birds for years, and I want something different. I want something he doesn't have. And most people have tube feeders and hopper feeders, and one of the reasons, the one that I always take them to, have for years and years, is the peanut feeder. And I said, "Does he have a peanut feeder like this?" And they went, "No, I've never seen one like that." And so this has been a very popular Christmas gift for years because it is different from what most people do. And you explain to people that, yes, peanuts are more expensive, but when you put them in a mesh feeder like this, that they don't, the birds just can't take them and go, take them and go, take them and go. And this is, for years, has been Melanie's favorite feeder, is because she said she loves it because she gets to watch the birds, because they land and they have to work and peck and get to pry out the seeds and the peanuts and things. So you get to enjoy them more, right? Rather than just grab it and fly away, grab it and fly away. So this is a type feeder that may work well for you in a starling situation. Even the squirrels, that drives them crazy. No, contrary to belief, squirrels can't do this. They can't take and pick up a seed and put it in. Watch them; they'll never do it. You can't. They put their face down there. They get the seed with their mouth, and they try to do that on the peanut feeders, and it drives them crazy because they don't stick out of the mesh very far or anything. So they get crazy. Now, if they get real destructive, they can break the wire. But hopefully, they're discouraged enough. And again, you could try the hot seed.
Somebody's saying something about shelled peanuts. I think they're asking about that.
Yeah, this is a shelled peanut feeder. That's what you use. You don't use in-shell peanuts in there. In-shell peanuts are feeders like this. Obviously, they need a much bigger mesh to pull out from. So this is blue jays absolutely love them, and the woodpeckers. These in-shell peanuts are definitely a favorite of the blue jays. And this is another feeder that's kind of unique for folks. A lot of people don't have it. I don't usually fill my peanut ring all the way up. And matter of fact, I usually just lay my in-shell peanuts in a tray or anything, because those blue jays are going to bury a bunch of those. So some people fill them all the way up. I tend not to. I just put out maybe 20 a day for them. You get back up.
I think this is where we are.
Mm-hmm.
She said Aspects.
You're right, Carol. Aspects does rock. Absolutely.
Did they know about the Easy Clean Base?
Yep. Yep. I was showing them the Easy Clean Base. Yep. On here.
That was when I was searching.
Yep. And the peanut feeder has the Easy Clean Base now. That's for sure.
Okay.
All right.
They're communicating. Her and Edward are.
Oh, you guys back and forth. Okay. Absolutely. Had a Cooper's Hawk standing at my. Yep, they have to bathe too. The Cooper's Hawks, Sharpshin Hawks, even northern goshawks. You guys way up north. I've got video of a great horned owl in people's bird baths, and red-tailed hawks in people's bird baths. They have to attend it. Plus, of course, they know the birds need that water too, so they will definitely scoop them out. Right, Carol? Yep, that's right. I'm sorry about the misunderstanding there. This is an interesting question for everybody. Preference between suet blocks and suet nuggets. Suet nuggets, I tend to just mix in to make bird seed, like my boardwalk blend. I call it, kicking up the mixture by putting in some suet nuggets. I know they make suet nugget feeders. But historically, I prefer the suet plugs, the suet logs with the plugs that slide in the holes and the birds cling right to it. I don't have a picture loaded. That's my favorite of the presentations of suet. Would that keep jays away? I'm not sure which way. What? Girl, I'm sorry, I'm behind here. Not sure what we're. Yeah, like I said, the difference between in shell and shelled peanuts, those two feeders there definitely are the best. But Lillet's, PA, Lancaster County, that offered a various bird sculptures. Last time I was there. Excellent. Yep. In that part of the world. If you find a good spot, man, I'm telling you, don't forget it, because there are a few. I used to judge the art show every year in Kansas City here. I was the biologist who judged art, flatware, so paintings of songbirds and carvings of songbirds. That was my area that I was the quote, the expert biologist judge in those categories. And there were some that were just absolutely stunning. So if you can find good bird carvings, don't pass them by, because they're not that common. Hello, Anna D from North Carolina. Where in North Carolina? All right, first time chat. Love you can sue it. My story of making suet is I got real trouble. I stunk up my whole nature center back in the day, and my boss forbid us to make suet anymore indoors. We had to make it out on a hot plate in the shop, where they wouldn't let us in because it stunk the nature center up so bad. Birds go through 3 months. Wow, that is a lot. Yeah, of course. Again, it's a high value food, and you're up there where it's really cold, so it's tons of fat. And obviously, and that's very important to birds, no doubt. You got a red shoulder visiting today. Yep, DuPont. Yep, they have to drink too. You're right. I went to the Nuggets after my acrobatic squirrels. Kept, when it comes to squirrels and suet, if I got a problem, I'm just going to use hot pepper suet. And so, there's hot pepper nuggets and hot pepper blocks and plugs, and that. They do not like that. So I found that to be very vague. Had a buck in my backyard. Yeah. They can definitely make an impact in your backyard. All right. Well, another couple things I got in here that people haven't mentioned, but of course, is what's your favorite field guide? And this whole series of field guides by Stan Tequila, we're going to be doing live with him. He's going to join me in the future. We're going to have him on. Great photographer, nature center manager, biologist. We have so much in common. And he lives in Minnesota, and we're going to have him on. But he's done this whole series of the birds of. And they're, by far, Birds of Missouri is by far the best-selling field guide in the store. They're thumb-tabbed by color, and then within the color range, it's by size. So the smallest birds first to the largest. So you go to the red section to find birds that's mostly red and so forth. It's a great system, and like I said, they're very popular. We have them for several states, but it depends on where you are. You can find one of this series for your state, and if you can't, you call the store, and I can probably order it and get it shipped to you, because they are all over. So your favorite field guide is a great gift for someone who's just getting interested in birds, who already. And like I said, this is a great book for beginners. If you're talking about somebody who's going to travel all over the country, then I would definitely recommend more like a Sibley's guide or a National Geographic guide it's more inclusive. But for especially your backyard or just your local parks and hiking, the birds of your area is a great choice, no doubt whatsoever. And then another really great gift idea that we just got in, and I just went up on the online store today. But these puzzles, we sell a lot of puzzles. Well, we found these bird-shaped puzzles. So these are not square and rectangular puzzles with a picture in it. These puzzles are shaped like the bird. They're really, really cool. And we've got several. We've got cardinals and bluebirds and pileated woodpecker. Great.
I'm going to post the pileated woodpecker so they can.
Melanie's going to post a link so you can see what they look like online. Another great gift idea for a person who loves it. And the northern cardinal is such a spirit animal for so many people. Absolutely. All right. Where are we? My birds go through blocks very fast, especially now. Yeah, yeah, Sandy. A northern flicker can definitely put a herd on a seed block. I mean, a suet block. They can definitely go. They are big birds, yellow hammers. Well, hi, Shirley from San Antonio. Welcome in. I'm glad you made it in tonight. Oh, Mark. Oh, Millie's posted the free community link.
Well, somebody said they were new, first time here. So I
Oh,
wanna
okay.
Make
Make sure you
that-
know about it. Yes, the Stan Tequila books are outstanding. He is a great photographer, and he's got tons of books. He's got children's books. He has seasonal year, not just birds. That just tons of them. We carry several of his titles in the store. Birds of New York, absolutely. I want a pastor pigeon sculptor. Yeah, yeah, that's a dream bird. I mean, that I know. There he is over here. My Carolina parakeet, pride and joy. Whenever I found that years ago, I scooped it up as quick as I could. That's my dream bird because they, obviously I'm from North Carolina down that area, and I mean I could, just imagine the just flocks of them flying through where I grew up in the swamps of eastern North Carolina. Not, I love the ivory bill woodpecker and the passenger pigeon, but my dream bird to have seen was the Carolina parakeet. So, all right, my dog Chewini and Dawson Chihuahua mix. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I bet you that dog loves to chase the squirrels. We lost our lab a few years ago, and
That's a link to the puzzle.
all right, there's a puzzle link if you want to go look at the puzzle in a little more detail. Birds of Illinois from my local, from absolutely that you will really like it. Like I said, they're not. If you're really going to go search for birds and a lot of shorebirds, ducks, and gulls, and if you're going to get into birding at that level, then you definitely want to promote a more advanced field guide. But if you're again keeping it simple, then those guys are really super. Hello from Oklahoma. Oh, they are very cool. We hooked up with them in October at the trade show that Carrie and I went to, and we definitely brought them in. We immediately said, "Yep, we want to bring those in for our customers." And here's another thing we brought in. Let's go up. Let's get this screen back up. How about this?
That's my hat.
That's Melanie's hat. It doesn't fit well on my head, but these are stitched birds, and we've got several of them. Like this is Melanie's favorite bird, the painted bunting. But we have it in cardinal, blue jay, and goldfinch, and we're getting Baltimore Oriole in and things like that. But these are really nice hats, one size fits all, and they're up on the website. We got a couple of different places they're going to be, but right now they're in the cardinal hats are in Cardinal Lovers, and the bluebird hats in the Bluebird Lovers section. But there is going to be a section for hats, but I don't have the link created just yet. But that's coming too. That's a really neat gift for somebody who absolutely loves birds.
I'm going to put in a link to the Cardinal Lovers. So I want to tell them that they can do Cardinal Lovers.
Yeah, very. Thank you. Absolutely, Shirley. She is a big fan of Hilltop, and I am as well. Hilltop are all recycled material feeders that'll last forever, and they're built in Indiana, and they are the highest of quality. I love them. They will last forever. And Shirley has bought a few, and then we have lots of customers have. So between Aspects for their tube feeders and Hilltop for trays and platforms and hoppers, they are absolutely the bulk of our store on the bird feeder side. We full faith in both of them. They've been tested for years, and they have our endorsement for sure. And clear when I came home from work, my neighbor had cut down. Oh no. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I'm excited over here.
Uh-oh.
I typed
Melanie.
in the words on the search screen. I typed in CAP on the website, Shop Backyard Bird Center, and all of them came up.
Oh, nice. So
I'm going to post that link so they can see.
All you got to do is hit CAP, and you can see all the hats that we have on there. So that's brand new. We hadn't had them in the store but a couple of weeks. So, yeah. Hello from Silver Springs, Maryland. Welcome, Carol. Oop. The Cardinals lovers link there. Absolutely. Yeah, I tell you what went first, and we've got to reorder. The bald eagle hats went just like that. They didn't. That's just the head of the bald eagle on there, man. They just scooped that up. The pileated woodpecker were already down to one, so yeah, they're selling. So we've got to already do a reorder. They're from Arizona, so that company is down there near Portal, Arizona. All right.
That's the link to the cap.
That's the links to do. Take you to all the caps on our website. I get a bluebird house for a gift every year. Go ahead and put them out, and they can weather over winter. That's a great idea. And guess what? Bluebird house. It was one of my ideas too, because people ask all the time. And yeah, down there in eastern North Carolina, you've got them in that area all winter for sure. And they winter here, the birds from up north, and having them a place to roost in is a great idea. Plus, they'll reward you, get them all cleaned out in February, and they'll start their nesting cycle. Love the bluebirds, and a lot of of course, wren houses as well, and several different nesting boxes. Bluebirds being probably the most popular. And you guys out west, we have western bluebird houses as well, which the hole's slightly larger than eastern bluebirds. So you can order the bluebird houses for the western and mountain bluebirds out west too on the website. So, all right, decals for cars are good gifts. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, we had decals for a while from a company up in Montana, but we ran out of those. We don't have those anymore. So yeah, sometimes these companies come and go. Happy Thanksgiving, Steve. Thanks for joining us. Good to have you in again. We'll see you in the future on another live. And then as a real simple gift like a roosting pocket. These are just easy little tiny things that birds will roost in at night, and they make great little gifts that they don't break the bank. They're so small, people can put them up in their gardens or under their decks and places to help birds in the winter months. So those are really neat ideas. And then if a lot of people want to do the real gifty thing, and pretty thing, they want real pretties. Well, this company out of New Mexico, Lone Wolf. These are all handmade hummingbird feeders. The husband does the pottery, and the wife hand paints everyone individually, and they are gorgeous. And we have a huge variety of them, and they do really well, especially Christmas and especially Mother's Day. For gifts like that. So there's an idea if you got that real artsy person on your gift list that you want to turn on the birds. The Lone Wolf hummingbird feeder is a great idea. All right, let's see. Where are we? All right, our Carolinas call each other for the roosting pockets at night. Yes, the chickadees and Carolina wrens are the two most common users of those roosting pockets. I bet they do fuss at each other. They love those things. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Other ideas, definitely put it in the community page. Do a post if you got pictures of yours that you don't have maybe tonight. Bird bath deicers come in various wattages. Any suggestions? Depends on where you are, but check. And most of the good ones are guaranteed to 20 below, Edward. So they're the main difference. We have the donut style that we have a couple of different wattages on those, the C50s. So typically they come in 50 watts and then 150 watts and 250 watts. It just depends on your need, how much water you're trying to keep open. But like the bird bath that I showed earlier, the one on Monday, the heater is actually built into the bird bath itself. So we have those as well. We have bird baths with the heater built in, and we also have the bird bath deicers, depending upon. Again, I do not trust a bird bath deicer in a concrete bird bath. And definitely want to make that disclaimer because when it gets really cold, like this day, 15 below, that donut will only keep that right around the bird bath, the bird bath deicer open, and it will freeze all the way around the rest of the bird bath. And if you have a concrete bird bath, that's going to cause cracking. So don't trust a concrete bird bath to a deicer. Just make sure you get a bird bath made of a material that it was not going to crack. This is a high impact plastic type bird bath. And you just have to be careful, when it comes to bird bass and they're freezing and thawing and cracking. All right, so she's got that up. Man, that says bird watcher, and I put it dashboard. Looking for birds, I love it. Yeah, I have a friend of mine gave me a sticker years ago to go on the back of my pickup truck that says "Caution, bird watcher, frequent stops possible" or something like that. I love it, absolutely. Well, speaking of that, the best gift of all, in my opinion, of course, is a good set of binoculars. I know they're more expensive than a lot of stuff we've been talking here, but you'll never, ever regret investing in good optics. The difference, I sold a friend today that came in and she bought a spotting scope. And I took her out and I have this pole that's a long ways away from the store. And I showed her the difference between the scope that she had and this one and how she could focus and read the numbers and things like that. And true color resolution, good, better, and best when it comes to optics. Don't skimp on your binoculars. My advice has always been spend up to the level of your interest, because if you don't, you'll always be disappointed. I have people that bought a kind of a cheap pair of binoculars when they first started, and they come on the bird hikes and they get to look through other people's higher quality binoculars and they go, God, I wish I'd have spent the money, invested in that. And so eventually they move up because their interest grows and they want to go bird watching in different places and things like that. A good pair of optics, and I love Nikon. Nikon is my flagship binocular line, but also love Kowa. And they're both, what's in common, they're both Japanese companies and they make great optics for the money. European optics, I'm not a big fan of, and they're super expensive. So if you're looking for binoculars, look at Nikon, look at Kowa. I can't recommend them enough. So where was I?
I think, let's see, hold on.
Yep, there it is, right there. Yep. Thanks for joining us, John. Welcome. Thank you for that's it as always. Yep, absolutely. We'll see you next time. Be a couple of weeks, and we'll be back on a Thursday schedule for sure.
Which
bird bath material is better? When it comes to the ones that aren't going to crack, I do like the plastic bird baths. We have that high. I call it the dog bowl material, and I have a few on the store. We have just a ground level one that's made of that material called the Rocky Mountain Bird Bath. It's an naturally formed rock one. It doesn't have a heater in it. You'd have to add a heater to that one. The one that I showed you in the picture, that comes in a pedestal version and a deck version. I have the one on my deck, and to me, it's the best bird bath made. Like I said, at 15 below zero, there was just a little bit of ice around the edges, and my birds absolutely love it. Absolutely.
Okay, she's talking about the ones we carry. I think the farm innovator kind of farmers use.
That's right. Yeah, but basically all bird bath deicers are stock tank heaters from livestock. For livestock, they're just smaller ones for bird baths. But the companies who make them, most of their living is made by for keeping cattle troughs open for farmers for their cows. Yes, Ellie's a big fan of optics, and she definitely uses them. Thank you. Absolutely. For the heated bird bath, do you set it directly in the ground or on something like a paver stone? It depends. I only use the pavers if it's a really heavy bird bath. Most of them, we have some that were made of granite. The company doesn't make them anymore, but those guys were so heavy. They were 500 pounds, the bowl and the pedestal. And I would definitely put those, we would put down a stone underneath them because they would sink into the ground. So most of them were light enough that you don't need to do that. Just to have a pedestal and just maybe clear the ground out so that it's not soft, mushy stuff. So that and then you can pack it back in around it, things like that. So, but most of them are not heavy enough to require paver stone. Carol, I always say you'll steal your neighbor's birds. If you're providing unfrozen water and they aren't, they have got to have unfrozen water, especially up where you are, up north. And water is the key. Bird feeders, there's so many different types, and we love them. But bird baths, I can't. if you only did one thing for birds, unfrozen water in winter is the most important thing. Absolutely. And I know, I mean, you Florida folks and South Alabama folks, it's not that big of a challenge, but for much of the country, it is. So I thought you said you had a Zoom call tonight, Carrie. So I'm glad you're on. You made it on. All right. Absolutely. We love our bird feeders, and we love, it's always great to get suggestions and ideas from other people, especially from around the country, because you guys, where you're at, different things are popular, but we love feeding birds. We love that they're such an important part of our lives, and keeping them happy is wonderful. And good bird feeders, good bird baths, good bird houses. You just want to invest in quality. Like I said, there's always good, better, and best of everything. And you don't have to break the bank and to get good quality, especially made in the USA. So much of it that we sell, we try to make sure that it's made in the USA and support local and smaller companies. And yeah, you'll just get better quality. 3 bird baths out in the pond. Yeah. You probably did have the whole neighborhood drinking water in your backyard. You did the rest of the year too, Kurt. No doubt about it. Our bird bath, I see bluebirds on it every day right now, and they're coming. They're eating out of the Squirrel Buster. Let's see if I can show this right now. I'm gonna play this video for you. One of my favorite brands of squirrel proof feeders, and we're gonna feature this next Monday night. But the Squirrel Buster feeders. This is a video I took of a Squirrel Buster Classic on my deck, and watch this squirrel try to get into it. I can't talk during the video, so just give this a look. He tries and tries. He can't. And that deck arm is so small, it hangs real close to the railing, and he can pull it over, but every time he does, that cage slides down and he cannot get into that seed, and it drives him crazy. Like I said, they can't do this. They can't reach their fingers in there no matter what they tell you. They can't do that. They have to get their teeth on that. So a Squirrel Buster, if you're looking to, you got a family member or yourself the squirrels are driving you crazy feeding birds, they're a great gift. But we sell a lot of them every year at Christmas, the Squirrel Busters. So, well, guys, let me get back here, make sure I'm taking care of everybody. We're going to be, people are all saying hello. Carrie, and it's people, I love this whenever people see each other online, then they chat and they're back and forth, and it really, I love the social. And again, if you haven't joined Mark's community, Backyard Bird community page, it's great. You guys, you are always posting wonderful pictures and talking. And
Carrie says, come by.
Absolutely. And we've had more people coming into the store introducing themselves, saying, I love your lives. And we're from down south. We had somebody came up from like 70, 80 miles the other day. And they wanted to say hi and thank the channel and buy some bird seed. It was great. So please, if you're ever in the Kansas City area and you're going to be there, call us. Let us know you're coming. And Carrie and I and Ruth, we'd love to say hi. And hopefully we'll get to meet you, because it's we love it. We really do mean come by and let's talk birds, because we all love birds. And thank you, Sandy. Yes, don't forget, give the video a like if you would, and sharing is so important. And send in ideas for programs. Like I said, we're going to be on next Monday. It's going to be about squirrel proof feeders, but I'm open for ideas. Send them in, and we'll be back on live in a couple of weeks. And I said I'm planning on having a few guests in the coming weeks, so we're going to do that. All right. Absolutely. So good night, everybody. Thank you all for joining. Everybody have a happy Thanksgiving. Melanie's going to North Carolina, so I'm going to be by myself, just me and Sophie. We're going to probably eat a frozen pizza and so then, and just have a quiet day watching a little bit of football and the dog show. All right. We hope everybody's safe, and we'll talk to everybody in a couple of weeks. And then, as we say, until then, let's talk birds.